altitude plan.
Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDogs.com here with Jay, Chris, and Costi. It is K. Diddy Mondays, of course, here on our live show. And, of course, we got another week of college football in the books, most of the week of NFL football in the books. 4 teams still yet to play in week 3 action. Not a lot of unbeatens left out there in the NFL. They are falling by the wayside. In college football, the same thing. And, a lot of good games on tap for this week in college football. There are some monsters out there on the schedule, including Chris. May I approach the bench?
Go ahead.
Is it too early to start talking Georgia, Alabama?
Overruled.
Objection.
I'm telling you, man, that will be the game that dictates the entire season. The regular season will decide the SEC title more than likely right here in September, Bryant-Denny Stadium. A lot going on in the world of sports. Jay, what's happening?
Money making Monday. Got 2 Monday night games tonight. For me, it was like an even kill weekend. I don't think I lost. I don't think I won. I think I probably got juiced. Is how my weekend played out. But, new week ahead. Ready to keep it rolling and attack the board with you guys. So let's do it.
Chris, what's happening?
Yeah, not much. Yeah, like you said, new week, new opportunities to make some money. We're in the final week of the MLB regular season. On to October, on to postseason baseball, and the meat and potatoes of this football schedule. I'm excited.
Wow, meat and potatoes in the same sentence with no drool. Costi.
Hey, just glad that the Ravens were able to hold that lead, or I would have never heard the end of it from Jay. I actually didn't text him at all during the game out of respect for my fellow Cowboys fan. And then as soon as they got the onside kick, Jay woke up, still didn't fire back. I didn't fire back after the game. Just let it be. Just let it be.
At 1 and 2, not the time to be woofing it, no matter what happens. But, we can go around the horn here and talk about our highs and lows, our superstars and our super duds. We'll just go one at a time, each person. We'll kind of just keep going around in circles till we cover it. Jay, who's your high or who's your low? Name one or the other, and then we'll just keep going around.
I know you have one in the tuck, so I'm going to keep that one for you. High, I'm going to go with Justin Fields, somebody who I was really critical of last season. Man, what a different setting can do for somebody, We knew he had the talent. I just questioned, could he be the guy for the Bears to get them over the top? And, I don't think many guys can get the Bears over the top. So now starting the season off 3-0, still a lot of football left to be played, and they're not really asking him to do much, but he's been serviceable, been a game manager style for a young quarterback. That's all you really need to be. So hell of a start to the season, Justin Fields, 3-0. That's my first award.
We did see that T.J. Watt eraser sack of Heineke as well that we were really anticipating on the morning show. Chris, how about you? High or low? Who's your guy?
Let's go high. I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions. Nice bounce back performance. The second half was left a little bit to be desired in terms of being shut out by the Cardinals, but their defense stepped up as well. And I'm still really high on this Detroit Lions team. I think they did a great job of keeping Kyler Murray in check. And like I said, I'm excited to see where this Lions team goes this season. So, yeah, for me, the Detroit Lions are my high.
That was a boring segment there. Costi?
I'm going to, Jay actually took my high, but no pun intended, Jay. But I actually have two. One.
You got one. We're going to go around. You just get one at a time.
Okay, fair enough. Minnesota defense. Came into the season not expecting much out of them. Now we're 3 weeks in, and we're seeing them. They obviously the Giants, not really going to jump up and down about that one. Handled San Fran, and then Stroud comes in with this high-powered offense. I know Mixon was out. They shut him down the entire game. The score, them even scoring 7 points, was completely in trash time. Minnesota defense, shout out. Really good team as a whole. We'll get to that when Mitch is obviously going to be on his high. But, man, Minnesota defense, shout out to you guys.
So for me, I gotta go with my obvious here, and that's Will Levis. I couldn't believe it when they talked about this guy being drafted really high the year that he did get drafted. We had long discussions on this show about where he was projected and all that sort of thing. I was like, this guy sucks. I don't know what you guys have been watching. Well, yesterday, really, I mean, he took it to a whole new level. 8 sacks, and I mean, the sacks that he took, he just got, I mean, it wasn't even in the game. He was lucky it was only 8, and I'm not even sure. I think that we have to give him some credit, sort of like, he's like one of those boxers, that just keeps getting up off the mat, because, I mean, he got just absolutely leveled. I don't know how, you hold up. He is a pretty big guy, because when you got 320 pounds of defensive linemen on you at a time, getting hit, from a full run, time and time again, he just got off the mat just in time to throw those 2 interceptions. I think Will Levis could be worse than some of these other quarterbacks that we talk about. I mean, he is in the discussion. He is in the mix, and I'm telling you, man, I don't share the vision. I just don't share the vision. Jay.
That was a great one, Mitch. That's where I was going with my low. But I think there's an equally as low one I could go to next. And it's crazy because we're going to see it culminate next week where they see each other. My low, I'm going with Mike McDaniel.
Oh, God.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
I think we'll go with he who shall not be named McDaniel, man.
Mike McDaniel is my
guts.
They weren't even competitive yesterday, and when you just really sit back and think of it as a whole, everybody's known that Tua is injury prone. We've known that since Alabama, so you don't even have a contingency plan in place for that. It's so many things wrong with Miami. When you look at that roster, there's no way in hell that roster is not a top 3 roster in football. And he's coached the Dolphins now 39 games. They've lost by 2 touchdowns in 14 of those games. He is not a good coach. I think Mitch hit the nail right on the head. My low is Mike McDaniel.
ESPN sucked everybody in on him. He's a genius.
Next week we have Will Levis favored over the Dolphins, though. So,
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to talk about over the week.
Prime time in Miami. Place the time where they've usually thrived. Chris?
Yeah, I think my low after last week or after yesterday is the San Francisco 49ers. It looks like a game they had in hand against a banged up Rams team. Give up 13 points in the fourth quarter. Lose another road game, and then the week before, I mean, they were never really in it against the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe that says more about where the Minnesota Vikings are headed and the state of that team. But, with as banged up as this team is, I don't even know if getting some of these guys back is really going to help. I mean, you've got Jordan Mason, putting up numbers. You got Brock Purdy. How long can you get along with these guys? So for me, it was the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're one of the most disappointing teams through week 3.
Costi.
So many lows, but I'm going to go with Cleveland Browns. How are you going to let the Giants come in your house and neighbors literally unguardable? Sean Watson can't hit anybody. They have no cohesion on offense. They've been winning games sloppy, but this one, man, the Giants come in and just beat you up start to finish. Cleveland Browns, low.
That's cool.
I go to my high. I'm going to take, of course, the people's champion, Sam Darnold. This guy just really does it all out there. He is, he was a former first-round pick, and you got to say, was it Darnold or was it the Jets? And I'm going to say at this point, it's the Jets because he looks like a first-round draft choice, number 4 overall quarterback. I mean, that's what he is. And that's what he looks like out there. He's not perfect. He's not not making all the mistakes. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 4 times, but I think, you're up against the Texans defense, D'Amico Ryans. Put 34 on him, man. 34-7, and he made it look very, very easy in the process. I mean, he was in control of the game back there. Yeah, he had a fumble, so what? But he recovered it, and that's all part of it. It's part of the learning experience. He's got, he has to shake that Jets thing off of him, and he's been able to do it. I mean, he's not the first guy to leave the Jets and become a hero. That's for damn sure. I'm taking Sam Darnold as my top-end high guy. Jay, we're going to continue on, or are you good?
Yeah, I'll go one more. And it's kind of a combo. It's a low and a high, but it's the same game. High, Philadelphia Eagles. Low, New Orleans Saints. Oh, my God, bro. High for the Eagles because no A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith get knocked out, and Jalen Hurts and them, they just find a way on the road to win that.
2 guys ran into each other, man. They blocked each other. And it's
exactly.
Exactly. Ridiculous, so man.
That's the low for the New Orleans Saints. You let Dallas Goedert.
Well, the Saints, I mean, that's their history. The Minnesota Stephon Diggs catch was against the Saints.
Yep, you're right. So just when you think the Saints was in prime position to do something, man, they just couldn't get it done. So I thought that was really that was a nice drive to go down, take the lead. Good throw by Carter Olave. And then just to allow Hurts with that banged up offense to go down and score like that, I thought was disheartening. So high, Philadelphia, man. 2-1. It ain't been pretty this season, but they're there. And then the Saints, that was quite a low. They should be 3-0 to start their season, especially having the circumstances they were in at home.
Chris?
Yeah, one more low for me, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chance to start 3-0 as well. And you really take a stranglehold on what's been one of the weaker divisions, if not the weakest division in football the last few years in the NFC South. A 3-0 start is almost like finishing the year 14-3 in that division the way it's been the last couple of years. So I know it's still up in the air, but to just basically get run out, put behind early against the Denver Broncos of all teams who had been lifeless through the first couple games. You only put up 7 points. You made Bo Nix look like he could do it all. You were down, 20-7 at the half. Just never looked into it. And yeah, for me, it's got to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well.
I think it's really hard to go 3-0, man. I said it on yesterday's show.
Yeah,
it just really is, man. It just shows in the NFL how hard it really is. Costi?
Yeah, before I do my high, I want to just piggyback off what Ruffalo said because that was my low as well. Look, I gave out Denver plus the points. I got literally ridiculed. Oh, Bo Nix.
Romanelli too. I mean, Romanelli also on YouTube,
it was
he got
7.
crushed.
And
He said Romanelli said money line was his pick on his thing, and he got crushed.
I mean, because if you're going into this, if you're just a casual, entertainment bettor, you're looking at it and say Tampa Bay's not going to lose the game outright at home. This is the better team. They've had some quality wins, and that's the NFL for you.
Well, they had a million injuries. They had basically their second string in that game. So, I mean, they had
their
million
receiver.
injuries. They had injuries.
Running back that was out, but
they had a million
at home,
injuries. Million injuries.
I don't know. Not to get beat up like that. I mean, it was never close. The entire game they won.
They got routed.
But my high, Rashee Rice. I am not a Kansas City fan, but this guy is basically taken over Kelsey's role, which makes me happy because I hate Kelsey.
As Taylor Swift's boyfriend?
Yes.
Not that role.
They have him in that role. Yeah, he's not. It could be. There could be a changing of the guard there too. This could be trending on Twitter going forward today. But man, he's just in the middle of the field. He's taking up the zones. Shout out. Everybody was giving him, a lot of flack because of his off the field issues this offseason. And he's come in here and he is just Patrick Mahomes' number one option and not in a spot where I thought he would be able to excel in, where that's Kelsey's spot in the middle of the field. He is just eating everybody that's on him, whether it's a slot corner, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's a safety. He is just eating all day. So shout out to Rashee Rice.
I see Malik Neighbors in the comments, and I have to agree with that one. But I'm going to have to go Kyron Williams of the Rams because he did it the way that I like it. I like the physical part of the NFL. I hate the fantasy part of it. I hate the, the highlight film and that other bullshit, which overstates players by a mile. But Kyron Williams, 24 carries for 89 yards against a freaking brutal defense. That's 3 yards a pop, man. A little over 3 yards a pop against a tough defense. And, I mean, they just gave it to him time and time again, getting those tough yards, getting those, 3rd and 2s, I mean, they were just throwing him into the line. The guy hits the end zone twice, and then he catches a touchdown pass. He's got 3 touchdowns. They only scored 27 the whole freaking game. He was the franchise player. He was the Ruffalo. He was franchise player, man, in that game. 3 touchdowns, all of them were Kyron Williams. I mean, this guy was just an absolute men among boys. And, I mean, that Niners defense, I mean, I love criticizing, Kyle Shanahan as much as the next guy, but those guys were just maybe, the Rams got the best of him in the end. It wasn't their fault, man. Those guys left it all out on the field. I mean, he got, 89 yards total on 24 carries. He earned every one of those. There was not one easy yard out of those 89, got absolutely crushed it.
Y'all want to go one more round?
Sure, I'll go one more round.
My camera just went out. Hold on, I gotta wait till that come back for this next one. This next one, though.
If you notice, Ruffalo's a team player. He's just picking teams. The rest of us are pointing finger and assigning some blame. I'm a finger pointer and a name caller, too.
All right, we'll go one more. Let me see my camera come back.
How about Juwan Jennings, man, with 3 touchdowns also?
How about he's listed as a tight end?
How about Jennings, though, overshadowed by Malik Neighbors' performance? But, I mean, he had 175 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game.
Dallas Goedert.
He been balling. Yeah, Dallas Goedert been balling.
Well, that was the 2 guys ran together.
I'm going to switch it up, though. I'm going to take us to the college ranks. Low, I'm gonna do a low and a high together, and then low. Avery Johnson in Kansas State. Oh my God, bro!
They got whooped.
Started out the game 6-0. They should have started the game out 14-0 and got stopped. And then from that point forward, BYU just did whatever they wanted to them boys. So low, Kansas State. Y'all really hurt my feelings this weekend. Y'all already know what the high is. High. Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter. Oh, God. Man.
No.
It has to be talked about.
You got
to be objective, though. From the 50-yard line, 2 back-to-back Hail Marys. I mean, good.
Is that on him, or is it the terrible defense by Baylor?
I mean, normally you put 4 defensive backs on the goal line and say nobody gets behind.
How did 2 guys get behind?
Yeah,
it's
like,
let me tell you how. Because on the other side of the field, they had Travis Hunter in triple coverage. If you go watch the all-purpose film, they had Travis in triple coverage, leaving other people over there on one-on-one. And then Travis Hunter. So again,
what about Deion Sanders and the call to go for it on that 4th? What is stupid fuck? I mean, really? I mean, just a dumb fuck. I mean, you see somebody go for it in a tie game.
Jay, I blame you.
A tie game on the 45-yard line, and you say, "What a dumb fuck." I mean, seriously. What a dumb fuck that guy is. I mean, and what happens on the play? His son gets drilled again. It's like, I mean, that's basically what he happens, man.
Hell of a win for them boys, man. I can't believe it. They really pulled that out.
It'll be interesting to see what happens against the number 3 rushing offense at the Bounce House this weekend.
Now, the awards for last week, so I got.
They're averaging 528 yards a game rushing. I can only imagine
that line shot up. It was
rocket, man.
For Travis, the one criticism people had of him at defensive back was tackling.
I've seen 14 and a halves out there on that thing.
Well, he sure filled that hole, made a game hell of a play tackle, forced a fumble. Shout out them boys, man.
Chris?
I may not, according to these guys, I may not get many chances to shout them out this season.
Well, it's
so
gonna be one ugly bitch this week, so you
I
might
gotta
as well.
get my
This is gonna be this is gonna be outs and revisited. Chris, what do you like? How about you? Anything else?
Yeah,
College?
I'll go to college as well. And again, I'll go with a team, but this is a team that I've been high on all season. Indiana. Kurt Signetti, bringing that same mentality that he had over at JMU, and bringing like half the team with him. But I'll tell you, this Indiana team with some pieces now looks legit, and shows you they have some great coaching. I know they haven't played the toughest schedule: FIU, Western Illinois, Charlotte, UCLA, but I think that the sky is the limit for Indiana. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they take on the teams like Michigan and Ohio State late in the year. But I think this team can put themselves in a shot to at least fight for the Big Ten title. I'm high on Indiana. I'm buying all the stock I can on the Hoosiers. So give me Indiana's my high so far.
Once again, team player Costi.
Can't believe we almost left this one out. Shout out to the Skin.
Oh. this is time for the Rod Zawacki put words in his mouth segment.
This is the time where you blow them up and you do the telestrator.
CANES Canes.
That was the freeze couldn't have been more perfect. Like, that's what's hilarious.
This is where you go full screen on him and you draw the spinach in the teeth and you're just like,
oh man,
there you go.
CANES Canes.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, sound better this way.
No.
Probably gotta kick him out and add him back.
I guess I can go.
There we go. You can hear me?
Yep.
I can't believe I got interrupted during that one. I was so excited for skinny Malik Willis to be 2-0.
Loves
2-0 skinny Malik. Revenge
Skinny Malik.
game against the Titans. Hey, you don't need to throw the ball 30 times to win in the NFL in 2024. You just got to not make mistakes. And Malik
Skinny
came in there.
Let's go.
Rushing. 2-0. Look, 2-0.
Shout out Skinny Malik.
Skinny Malik.
My high for college football happened, not too surprisingly, in the Miami versus South Florida game. Jordan Lyle takes a routine handoff and just runs 91 yards untouched right down the field on him. I haven't seen anything like that since Frank Gore, his first carry at Miami. Very, very similar. First touch, 89 yards untouched, man, all the way down the field. This guy is something special. He was supposed to go to Alabama, flipped to Miami, and I tell you, I mean, he's every bit the part, man. We've had some great running backs throughout the years, and most of the really great ones start like that, like with a big monster run. And, he just made him look silly. I thought that the Canes overall played really well, and it's like there's some really, really good signs here for this team. But, all of a sudden Clemson's looking really good, and we're going to play them for the ACC title, and then, who knows what will happen from there. So, the two ACC teams make it to the playoff. My guess is no. Especially with the way the rankings are loaded with the SEC teams, which, Missouri beat Vandy by 3. I don't at home. I don't know how they're better than us, but whatever. We're locked and loaded and prepared to be screwed if we lose a game. That's pretty much been the way that it's worked for the last 50 years. I don't expect it to change now. But outside of that, I thought my Canes were way impressive. I thought Boston College, who I had laying the points, they won the game, but it was just one of those things, man. They did not cover because They scored 0 points inside the 5-yard line 3 times. And that was the difference between covering and not covering in that game.
My Cowboy season is over. We're trash. We're garbage. We're gonna get first. We're gonna make playoffs and get beat first round the wild card again. Hashtag I'd rather us just tank for Travis.
Hashtag Shador.
Tank for Travis, man.
You're going for the Caleb Williams effect where you actually get worse by drafting a player?
My favorite is that trade. Carolina got screwed. We did it. The Bears, and now a week later, it's wait a minute. it's not really playing out like we thought it would.
The Bears are the worst at drafting quarterbacks, man. They are the worst at it. Cade McNown.
Are they the worst at drafting quarterbacks, or is the city just have voodoo? So if any quarterback that plays there just will never play well.
Jim McMahon was good, man. He was really good.
You know what I mean? Because like I feel like there's certain franchises. It doesn't matter who you put under center; they just probably won't play well. Like the Jets, like Sam Darnold.
Here's my honest opinion.
Fields.
This is how I truly feel about the NFL. Everybody tried to get too cute to have the Lamar Jackson style player on their teams, and they're trying to go for that Anthony Richardson, Caleb Williams style player to be dynamic. But in reality, look who comes in there for the Panthers. Look when Joe Flacco comes in for the Browns, and they just get wins, and it's just different. So I think they're trying to get too cute.
High Andy Dalton, low Bryce Young. Damn.
Right.
Man. Andy Dalton was probably quarterback 1 of week 3. I think he was.
No way.
I think he was. Stat-wise, I think he had like 400 some yards.
Sam
like
Darnold was off the
3
chain.
touchdowns.
Sam Darnold had 4 touchdowns. He was off the chain.
Let me look at the stats right quick. I'm not disputing Sam. Sam Darnold was. Hey, you're not gonna catch me.
He's the people's champion. But he only had 17 completions. 17 completions, but that's because the only reason he had more yards is because the end zone kept getting in the way. He would have had way more than that.
What we in the industry call that is efficiency.
You know, he just has a gift. He has a nose for the game.
26 or 37, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns. Okay, Red Rocket. It's a ball game.
What about Sam?
Sam, Mr. Darnold, he was
The people's champion.
The people's champ. He was 17 to 28, 181 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Basically, every 4th pass that he threw, 1 out of every 4 passes was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Pretty good. 1 out of every 4 completions was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Shout out to Colorado State with their 10-point win over UTEP. Dresses up Colorado's and Texas's strength of schedule. How about Michigan? I mean, while we're at it, how about Michigan? They're playing at home again this week, man. 5 in a row at home to start the season. It's like, I mean, I admit that they've played a much tougher schedule than they normally do. Normally, it's Colorado State, New Mexico, Hawaii. But this year, you know, they did play Texas at home. But the thing is like 5 in a row at home. Even Bama went on the road to Wisconsin, man. Right? Georgia played on the road at Kentucky. Everybody's played on the road except Ohio State and Michigan. Frickin' everybody. Every single team has played on the road except Ohio State and Michigan. USC went to Michigan, you know? It's ridiculous, man. How do they get this schedule? We've been on the road twice already. Played at Florida and at South Florida.
I guess you win the championship, you get to make a little bit of the rules.
No, the schedules are made 10 years in advance in college football.
Oh.
The schedules in college football are made 10 years in advance for out of conference. So like next year they probably play at Texas. So like normally it's a home and home, except when Michigan played Miami, it had to be home and home for Michigan. It was the only way they would play us, is that both games were at Michigan.
They said they not going down to Miami.
No, they said even worse than that they won't play us at all. That's what happens when your head coach has a heart attack on the sideline. That was it. That was the end of Bo Schembechler at Michigan.
Damn.
Yep.
During the game?
Yeah, it was. They were up by 16 with 4.5 minutes left to play, and they had the ball, and we beat them. It was an ungodly set of circumstances.
And then he had a heart attack?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. That was it.
And then he never coached again?
I'm not sure if I think Gary Moeller was named the coach. I'm not sure. I don't think he ever coached again.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was an ungodly set of circumstances. Yeah, we kicked the onside kick on him. Jimmy called the timeout on defense, called the guys over to the side. It's like, we're not out of this one yet. You want to talk the talk? You better walk the walk. Now is the time, man. Jimmy was always, let everybody do what they want to do, but it's like, as long as you did what he said first. Like, you guys can do whatever you want, man, as long as you freaking walk the walk, man.
One last award for me. Can I give one last one? I'm done, I promise. There's not a lot of bright spots.
NBA, or is that where you're going?
No, I'm sticking the NFL.
Oh.
There's not a lot of bright spots on my team, but I thought there is one, and I thought it was evident yesterday. We now, it's official, have the best kicker in the league. I think he surpassed Mr. Tucker.
Tucker's the worst kicker in the league right now.
He's been terrible this year.
Statistically, he's the worst. I mean, terrible.
That's why they call him Tucker, but
he 65-yarder, second longest kick in NFL history. Like, oh shit.
It's a different game.
He's nasty. So one bright spot on my team that I can look at. The best player on my team is the kicker, man.
What about Pollard? He's playing. Oh, that's right. He's not on your team anymore.
Yeah, he's in Tennessee.
That's good. That's good on the Titans. Really alleviating the load on Will Levis. We do have some sports today. It is a light schedule, which is perfect for a banter show like ours. And let's see. But anything else, Chris, looking forward to outside of Alabama and Georgia? Got a little brown jug. The little brown jug.
Oh
God, I knew it. I knew as soon as Jesus.
Go, Chris. Sorry.
I knew it.
Yes, we gotta talk about the little pig. The little pig is back where it belongs in Iowa. I can't believe I almost forgot. Shout out to the Hawkeyes, man. Let's go. I was pumped up. I was turned. Shout out the Hawkeyes, man. Mitch, I'm starting to feel your argument, man. On, you know what I mean? I think that little pig almost meant more, than almost anything.
Those trophy games are everything, man.
Hey, man.
The players go nuts, man.
Shout out to little pig.
Wait till the Axe game is the one too, man. When that game's over, they go running. It's like they're counting it down. The guys are all on the sideline, like lined up, like for the 50-yard dash, man. The clock goes, they go running over the Axe. The first guy there gets to pick it up. Then they go over the goalpost.
Floyd back in
chopping away with the Axe.
Sorry, Chris. I had to shout out Floyd, though. I had to shout him out. You reminded me.
Chris, one more time and you'll be held in contempt. Anyways.
Then I got nothing.
My wife hates the Suits bit. She hates it. I mean, she really hates it. It's like some bits work, some bits don't. She's like, the whole Suits.
Is the NHL back? It's back?
Preseason is right now.
Is it?
Damn.
Yeah.
What?
Damn.
What?
When the season start? Officially.
The international games are October 4th and 5th.
Damn.
The season is on the 8th.
Yeah. One more time. One more time for the people. One more time for the people. Turn me up, Chris.
NBA 1 month away. 1
know.
month away.
Jam session does not have an intro music. Maybe this could be the year.
I mean, this may be the year. This may
This
be
could
the year.
be the year.
I like the one that you have with the smoke. That sounds good.
On the WNBA, yeah.
Yeah, that's already been used.
It's like a creepy.
It's creepier than some of those Ashley's video comments.
Oh,
That is, dude. I mean, this thing is totally gone exactly where we didn't want it to go. It's like I mean, it's scary creepy, man. It's like these aren't part of our regulars, that are putting those comments in there.
So creepy.
It's way creepy. It's like, I love you. Let's go out for coffee. It's like the YouTube commenter. It's like, yeah, that'll do it. I met my wife commenting on YouTube. How'd you guys meet? I comment, left a smiley face with hard eyes. YouTube.
Yeah. Really liked your South Florida pick. Left the hard eyes.
Great pick.
Yeah. She dove into that one. Really wanted to get her number.
Oh my God.
Deep dive.
Such a creep fest. You guys should be proud of yourselves. Got the Cubs and the Phillies. You got a scratch in the Cubs game. Originally it was Justin Steele. Now it is Pearson up against Aaron Nola. And then we've got the Blue Jays, Chris Bassett up against Tanner Houck and the Red Sox. Jay.
Did you cash last night, Mitch, on the Mets?
Nope.
What? You didn't fade Wheeler? Usually, I thought that was a Mitch play right there.
I know. I've just been off on baseball recently. I had like a little run again, then I had like a 7-game run in baseball, and now I'm kind of falling to the wayside. That rain out on Saturday just got me.
Fair enough. I just was wondering if he was there.
I wish.
I'm not in love with these two games, but I personally, I'm probably not betting these two games. But I'm gonna give you my thoughts. I would take the Phillies here. Probably go run line. Cubs coming off a pretty significant homestand now, out on the road. Just seems like a really good spot to fade them. Phillies need a bounce back game after kind of struggling here recently. They want to try to establish some momentum heading into the postseason. I'm guessing last week of the regular season at home at the crib, Cubs coming in, just a perfect spot for me for the Phillies to get their shit together. In the two games they've played, they've played 3 times this season. In the 2 games they've played, Phillies did beat them on the run line in both. So Cubs, they've been playing all right, but they just played the Nationals, so I'm not really taking too much from that series. I'll lay a run line there with the Phillies. And Red Sox, Blue Jays I would lean Red Sox. Blue Jays, they kind of had that little run, and then they've kind of been really quiet here recently. I didn't like what I saw from them on the road in Tampa. I'm gonna play the odds and lean towards the Red Sox.
Costi. Oh, Chris, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your witness.
Yeah. I'll take the Phillies here as well. Just nothing for the Cubs to play for. I know Aaron Nola hasn't been one of our favorites, but the Phillies just have the world to play for in this one. They're still trying to lock up the division, and it's just the long and short of it.
Chris. You got to point to Exhibit A.
Yeah. Well, Exhibit A is Nate Pearson, and that's all you need to know. I mean, it's that.
Y'all are actually pretty funny with it. Like, that's the thing. Like, y'all be catching me sometimes.
My wife hates.
I mean, Nate Pearson. She
hates the whole Suits bit. She hates it.
I mean, Nate Pearson was the surprise witness for today. I mean, wasn't expecting him to be called to the stand.
Yeah, he was not on the list. He was not on the list.
He's not on the list. He wasn't shared with you.
This witness is not on the list.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he wasn't shared in the brief, but
he's an expert.
Yeah,
he's an expert witness brought in for experts.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't like Pierce. I don't like Pearson to begin with. I think the Phillies can get to him early and often, so I'll take the Phillies. That Blue Jays Red Sox game, I'm going to take the Red Sox. I mean, Bassett's pitched well against the Red Sox this season, but it hasn't stopped Boston from winning all 3 games that Bassett's pitched against him this season. So I think the Red Sox have a little bit of value here. Neither team's going to the postseason, but I think at that point, I think I'd rather just take a shot on some even or plus money here. So give me the Red Sox.
Costi.
Phillies run line for me. And I'm going to do the over in the Boston-Toronto game. Both pitchers have been not good for now a month plus. I don't trust either team. Neither has anything to play for. So I just think a lot of runs will be scored. This last week is so shaky for me to even touch. Stay away from it at all costs. But, yeah, I like the over. Just not really – neither of these 2 games are really bettable for me.
Tanner Houck, a little bit like Logan Gilbert, pitches well and never gets to see the benefits of it. But the thing is, the Red Sox are just a way better road team than they are at home. If their home record would be flipped and they had the same amount of, if you took the losses and made them wins and the wins that made them losses in their home games, they'd be in the playoffs. I mean, that's how bad they've been at home, and that's really how close they were this year. But I think Houck deserves better, and he's up against Bassett. I mean, his ass. I'm going to take the Red Sox in that one. Then the other game, Nola, I've been super critical of him for a while, but this year he actually did come through and pitched well, and I think you got to give him credit. I'll just take the Phillies regular here. I think the Cubs go down swinging. The pitching staff has actually not been bad, considering it's been piecemeal. So I'll just I'll roll with the I'll take the Phillies, or I'll take the Cubs plus 1.5. I don't know. Splitting hairs, man. Splitting hairs. Maybe take both. Right. Got the Astros and the Mariners. And the Mariners still alive, barely. And then we got the Diamondbacks and the Giants. The Diamondbacks just screwed me yesterday by getting out to the fast start and then not getting crushed thoroughly by the Brewers. I gave out the Brewers run line because the Brewers on Sunday. I just figured, they'll absolutely crush them. And they didn't. They're plus 170 on the run line. I'm only human. Had to give it out, and they're losing 7-0, in the first inning. And oh my God, right? We've all been there. Don't even say you haven't. Chris is like, I've been there. Anyways, what do you think, Chris? Framber's not pitching till tomorrow. You gonna say anything? Or you just gonna
Sorry. I said who's not pitching till tomorrow?
Framber.
You're muted.
Okay, I'm pitching till tomorrow. Yeah, this one I'm going to go with Astros Mariners. I'm going to go with the under. I lean towards the Astros. I can't shake Hunter Brown. I know he hasn't looked great in his last couple starts, but I still think he can do enough here. The Astros are looking to lock up the division with a win here. And I don't know. I just can't trust Bryce Miller on the road. So give me the Astros. Give me the under in that one. Diamondbacks, Giants. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks. Because I think the Diamondbacks do the majority of the heavy lifting here against Hayden Birdsong. They're still crushing right-handed pitching. The Giants going up against Eduardo Rodriguez, and in their last 10 games, hitting just 145 against lefties. So I think the Giants struggle here. I go with the Diamondbacks here for a key win in the wild card race.
Key win. Costi?
Yeah, I'm going with both the Roofs picks here. I like Hunter Brown. I think Houston has a lot more to play for to lock up to the division. Pivotal game with only a few games left. And yeah, Seattle's got a glimpse, but they've been nosediving for ever since they got passed by Houston. I mean, when they were leading the division, they were trying to keep up, and then Houston just moved past them and hasn't looked back. And as much as I want to take the Giants here because I think they have a little bit of, an aggressive approach to hoping that Arizona doesn't make the postseason because obviously the Giants aren't getting in. I just think it's going to be too much to overcome. It's not Friday, but the snakes in the sand on Monday, give me the run line there. Give me some plus value.
Just making shit up. I like the
snakes.
They don't wear the sand uniforms on Monday.
It's not Friday, but it's Monday, and it's about to be playoff time. I like the snakes.
Yeah,
I didn't call them by their government name.
You said in the sand. In the sand.
Are they not in the sand? Where are they playing? What state?
But they have the sand-colored jerseys, so it's
sand jersey.
Not the jersey.
All right, I'm going to say this about it, Costi, and we'll leave it there. I don't like it. I lean to the Astros, but I could easily be talked off in this one. The Mariners have played the Astros extremely well over the last 2 years. And so the Astros get it done, but not necessarily head-to-head against the Mariners, which is kind of the issue here. But in Houston, the Astros generally get it done. I don't know, man. This game's a coin flip to me. It's a lean of leans to the Astros. And then the other one, I'm on the other side. I always take the Giants, man. I don't give a shit who they're playing. And they're on an outright heater right now. Of course, taking the Giants. I think they're going to sweep this series. Jay?
If it ain't Frambury, I know I always fade the Astros. I'm fading the Astros.
Frambury's already got the sweat cooking up for tomorrow.
Come playoff time, I might leave the Astros alone. But right now, I still got to try to find some spots where I can. They're not even giving me that much money today, taking the Mariners. I kind of feel good about that. Mariners lead the season series this year 6-4. Y'all know my grievances with Hunter Brown, so makes it fairly easy for me. Not a lot of options on the board today as well. Give me the Mariners. And I'm still on low Serpiente, so I'll take the Diamondbacks today. I think they get it done. Giants have been playing well, but I like all the numbers Chris gave me. Diamondbacks hitting well, Giants not in this situation. Low Serpiente.
Next up, we head over to the National Football League, which stands for not for long, if you play the way Will Levis has been playing. But the thing is, the Jaguars 0-2 on the season, man, coming off of a bad game against the Cleveland Browns. The Bills coming off of a good game against the Mike McDaniel coach Miami Dolphins. Really game planned him up for that one. Costi, got Buffalo at home in front of the Mafia at a 5.5-point favorite. 45.5 is the total.
Yeah, I'm all over Buffalo here. I actually had them as the last one in the circa millions for me. The line hasn't moved. I think you could still get value at 5.5. If it was 4.5, it scares me a little bit because I hate taking a team anywhere around the 4 number. But 5.5, they are a 7-point win in this situation. I think that Trevor Lawrence is absolute trash. I don't think it was Urban Meyer. I truly believe Trevor Lawrence keeps getting new quarterback coaches, new coordinators, and he's just ass every single year. I don't think Jacksonville has a good team this year in Buffalo. A little bit under the radar here and not a lot of talent outside of Josh Allen, but until Josh Allen gets hurt, Josh Allen could take over the game, and especially, like you said, with the Mafia on Monday Night Football in prime time, I think the Bills win this one fairly easily.
I'm gonna be on the other side of this one. I'm gonna take the points with the Jags. I just think, in the NFL, very tough to win 3 games in a row, especially against a team that was a playoff team a year ago, coming off a really, really poor performance a week ago. And I just think that the Jags have what it takes to do it. If not, Doug Peterson's the asshole coach that gets you on that weird number too, man. So I'll just take the points here with the Jags in the game, and I think they could win it outright. Jay?
I don't like this game. This makes my head hurt. But the reason is because I feel like grabbing the points with Jacksonville is the right play. But they just make boneheaded, dumb mistakes that Buffalo could take advantage of at home here. I'm with Costi. Coming into the season, I thought a lot of people were down on Buffalo, but they've gotten better. And they started the season off well, but this is still Buffalo, so they're still overrated, overvalued. It's still Josh Allen, so it's kind of like a two-sided sword. It's a two-sided sword for me in this game. The way I would lean, though, forced to pick, I'm taking Jacksonville. We're getting over 4, so 24-20. Buffalo, I wouldn't be surprised. And it wouldn't shock the hell out of me if Jacksonville, trying to avoid starting 0-3, pulls something out their ass. So I'm still not all the way in love with Buffalo. I don't know if they're going to be exactly who they've been in years past. I still think they're not as good as they have been. And I'm kind of waiting on those things to show up. They should have lost week 1. They escaped. They played well last week. We'll see if they can escape today. But I would lean Jacksonville with the points. And I would lean under in this football game as well.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with the under in this one too. Bills run first, just taking a run-heavy approach. And the Jaguars, their defense has had to step up because the offense hasn't been able to score through the first couple games. So, yeah, I think this is a lower scoring one as well. I like the under 45.5 in this one.
24-20.
Next up, we head to Washington, where the Commanders take on the Bengals. Oh, man, these are two teams that looking for something good to happen. The Bengals, slow starts are pretty common under Zach Taylor, but, the Commanders, slow seasons have become the norm for them as well. So, they're the team that actually has the better record coming into this game, but the Bengals laying that hook on the road. A lot of people, they really need it. They really want it. I think they get the win. I'll go with the Commanders, though, taking the points. Jay?
Taking the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals. This should be a spot where they beat up on a team they're better than. I'm expecting the Jamar Chase game on Monday night. It's pretty much what I'm looking for here. And we know Burrow and Chase, they're kind of front runners, partially why I love them. When they get the win and they whoop it up pretty big. And I think it's probably going to be one of those games. The Commanders still have real issues, in my opinion. And young quarterback, first primetime start on the road in Cincinnati. It just doesn't set up well for me. This is a guy who still hasn't thrown a touchdown this season. So on the road in Cincinnati, we've seen the best of the best, like Mahomes struggle against this Bengals defense. I can only imagine what the night's going to look like for Jaden Daniels. I gotta not overcomplicate this with myself and take Cincinnati.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take Cincinnati as well.
Hold on a second, Chris, because we see this logo with the BW there. We have to adjust it for you as you would expect. There you go.
What's the 3?
BW3s.
What is that?
Isn't that Buffalo Wild Wings?
So that's
You can just put another Washington, Buffalo Wild Wings.
You should put another or at least a 2, because it's like go Buffalo Wild
not a
Wings.
3. You should have put another W there.
No, they changed the name, but it used to be called BW3s.
Oh,
I didn't.
Did they?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It used to be called BW3s, and then they changed the name to Buffalo Wild Wings.
I didn't see it.
There's a bit that didn't work.
Oh, God.
It's went over our heads. I didn't.
Like if you Google BW3, it comes up.
Now you
see?
got people throwing in BBW. We didn't need to hit this. Okay,
No, because it says if you Google BW3, Buffalo Wild Wings comes
Oh,
up.
nice. Look at that.
Yeah. Is B Dubs is
Buffalo
nickname
Wild Wings in the WEC.
Yeah, nickname BW3 or B Dubs, and then it changed in 2020 to the Buffalo Wild Wings that we know.
Now
today.
we have Buffalo Wild Wings over here. I just never heard nobody call it BW3. But
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that people would call it that. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I always called it, and I just thought it would be a
we
good
think
bit.
those-
But actually, what happened? Oh, here it is. in 1995 BW3. Yeah, it always has been BW3.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's it's a bit that I date myself. Me, I'm always looking for a new bit, a new angle. I thought
Yeah. I got you.
I thought it would work. Didn't, when I never thought a wing bit would go over Ruffalo's head, but it happened.
Normally it doesn't. I will give you credit for that. Normally it's normally I don't let it go over my head.
All right. Wing trivia. Mitch 1, Ruffalo 0.
My favorite
You can
comment.
you can go have your garlic whatever sauce and call it a day.
My favorite comment. Shout out to Erickson. He said, "I'm taunting Jay with my background color," without ever saying anything.
What makes you go with the purple?
What do you mean? Do you see that guy right there, number 8?
Like, there's the purple for me. Orchid.
Mr. Purple.
I got the blue going on. It is what it is. Costi 2, J 1. It's really like 2-2 because we won the World Series, so it's really 2-2.
I don't know. I feel like I've had a lot of wins lately. I just don't beat people down. Like Rubicon, I let it go.
That's one.
Are the Rangers still in it or no?
No, they're done.
No,
so they're out. So that's one, and then
here's the thing.
Yesterday, so it's 2-1. Yeah, but we put y'all out the playoffs last year, and then won the World Series. So that's why it's 2-1.
It's okay. We got plenty more to go.
Yes, we do.
Is it on me?
Yeah.
Next week, we get to do.
What's that?
Fade Baltimore in the playoffs.
I've already made reservations. I've already made reservations.
I'm not too excited about that.
All right, I'll be quick with it.
Corbin Burns will be getting some good plus money on that day. Excellent.
I'm taking
next Tuesday.
Oh God. I'm taking the Bengals here. It's been 6 times in his career where Joe Burrow has played back-to-back losses, and the Bengals are 5-0-1 against the spread.
It's
it's one of Ruffalo's circa picks. I'm fading it. Ruffalo could be my worst circa pick partner I've ever had.
I know.
No.
All right. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my worst circa pick partner I've ever had. I mean, me and Jay had like 2 losing weeks all of last season.
I'll just pull out. I'll let you have the rest of it.
A little too late. A little too late for that.
and
the going rate for our entry is like $4.
Yeah. The equity's not that good on that one.
No.
And Washington's defense still has been atrocious going back to last year. I think last week's game was more about playing the Giants more than anything else. So give me the Bengals.
I think both of my picks won.
They did. That's why I said I've been terrible the past 2 weeks too.
I had Vikings and Steelers.
We went 3-2 this week. So.
I had a pep talk.
Vikings, Steelers.
I had a pep talk with my partner after week 1 because we do like a local pick'em thing. After 3 weeks, I'm 10-4, and I'm like, listen, you just got to let me do the work. And he said, fine. So we worked out an equity agreement. What do? I come out with 4-0. 1 more to go. Not getting excited.
Who do you like tonight? We'll fade your ass.
Well, I already told you the one in the millions. I did have the Bills, and this other game. I hate the hook, but there's no way.
If you're lying, you might get 7. You might be able to get 7 today.
But you have to pay 30 cents. It's not worth it. It's. I mean, I would take the Bengals blindly if we had no information on spread, discipline, none of that crap. If you just actually were just a casual bettor looking at it from your couch, the Bengals is the right side. 1, going 0-3, their season's over. Washington, winning last week was a 1 in a million shot where a team scores 3 touchdowns against you. You don't get a touchdown, and somehow you still win the game. Jaden Daniels cannot throw the ball. I think they're going to struggle a lot more. Cincinnati has a lot more to play for because they have to get it in gear. Otherwise, they're 0-3. They're done. I mean, the chances of you make the playoffs, very slim. T. Higgins coming back, I think, is going to be a big factor. Not sure of his role yet. Just one of those games I'm not going to bet, but if I blindly put it out there, I think the Bengals could easily beat this team by 14 plus, even though they haven't shown it yet this year. But if small lean on the Bengals for me.
That Saints game, man. Mitch, we should have went 4-1, bro. They so terrible.
All right. Parlay time.
Parlay.
Parlay time.
Parlay.
Chris,
parlay.
your witness.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry, he got me. Red Sox. Let's go with the under in that Bills game and the Bengals.
Costa or Jay.
I'm a degenerate. I've never not claimed to never be a degenerate. I'm always will be a degenerate at heart. So with that being said, and there's not a lot of options today. So with that being said, I'm throwing preseason hockey in this motherfucker. And y'all know what we doing, man. We taking Dallas Stars against the Avs just because. So I ain't telling y'all to do this. I'm telling y'all what my parlay is today. So we're taking the Dallas Stars. We're going to take the Phillies, lay the run line. And we're going to take, I guess we'll take the Jags. We'll take the Jags plus the points.
I'm so sad our roadkill bit is gone.
I know, Chris, bruh. Damn, you just reminded me, bruh. Damn.
It was the first time I saw. It was the first time I saw the Utah hockey team out there. I'm like,
is this really the Utah Hockey Club?
Oh yeah, Utah Hockey Club. That's what it is.
Ah, hell no, bruh.
Costi.
Same game parlay for me. Buffalo and the over.
I'm hurt. I'm truly over hurt.
I'm going to go with a prop parlay since I never do props or fantasy. Austin Eckler, anytime touchdown. Vlad Guerrero Jr. to record at least a double. He's had 5 doubles in the last 7 games. So I'll go with the double for Vladdy Jr. Bryce Harper to record at least a double. He's had a double in 5 of his last 6 home games against the Cubs. And Khalil Shakur to score a touchdown. He's had a touchdown in each of the Bills' last 3 home games. $10 pays $2,802.52, man. That is a payer. And I'll tell you what, I actually really like it. Man, $10
Is it to get
$2,000. $100 pays $28,000.
Is it to get at least a double, or he has to get specifically a double?
At least a double. Over half a double. Vladdy Jr. also over half a double.
So he has to get specifically a double.
Okay. No, at least a double. At least a double. He has over half a double.
Because I've never seen it where you have to get at least a double, or usually that's total bases, but because I want to put that bet in, I'm trying to figure out if I.
Well, it's from DraftKings, so you can check it out.
Oh, okay.
We saying RIP to Coyotes because they're gone, bro. They're gone, bro. They're now in Utah, and their name is the Hockey Club. It don't even make sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Jay, it makes sense. Come to terms with it. It's hockey, which means, Costi, join me in this. 1, 2, 3. Nobody cares. Thanks, everyone. Hockey, WNBA. Man, we should have a hockey WNBA show, man. It's like
soccer.
Oh God. Yeah, shockers, WNBA.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares.